Hello students and welcome to lesson 1.5. Today we will be talking about representing data with tally charts and bar graphs. Information you collect is called data. There are pictures of data here shown below. I have 3 chocolate bars, 2 cakes, and 1 donut. Tally charts help organize data. I'm going to create a tally chart that shows the information pictured above. I've titled it Favorite Treats, and I have 2 sections, one for my favorite treat and one for my tally marks. In each row, there are also labels of the information I'm showing. I have a label for chocolate, a label for cake, and a label for donut. What I'm going to do is draw in some tally marks for this information. Since I have 3 bars of chocolate, I'm going to make 3 tally marks in the chocolate row. 1, 2, and 3. For cakes, I need to put tally marks here in the row that goes with cake, and I had 2, so I'm going to make 2 tally marks. For donut, as you can see, there is only 1, so I'm going to put in 1 tally mark for donut. A bar graph is another way to show information. Bar graphs allow the reader to easily see and compare data. Down below I have that same tally chart that we were just looking at on the previous screen, and I want to take this information and put it into a bar graph. Bar graphs have numbers up the side. This one starts at 0 and goes up to 4. And they have labels underneath. I have a section for chocolate, a section for cake, and a section for donut. I'm going to now create bars that show how many chocolates, cakes, and donuts we had. Looking at this tally chart again, we can see that we had 3 chocolates. So what I need to do is draw a bar that is 3 spaces tall. 1, 2, and 3. 1 space for each of those tallies that was shown on the chart. This is my bar for chocolate. I'm next going to draw a bar for cakes. We had 2 tally marks down here for cakes, so I'm going to draw a bar that is 2 squares tall. And we'll go ahead and fill in the middle. And finally, I had that 1 donut, so we're going to draw a bar that is only 1 space tall. Now that the graph is shown, I can use this graph to think about my data. If I wanted to know which treat was there the most of, I could look at this bar graph and find the tallest bar right here and easily see that I have the most of chocolates. If I wanted to do the same thing, but instead of saying most, figure out least, which of these treats is there the least of, that means I would look for my smallest bar. Right here I can see that there is the smallest of donuts. So the treat that there is the least of is donut. Here's another tally chart and another bar graph. You now are going to get to practice what you've just learned. First, I would like you to look at the tally chart. There are 4 tallies here for turtles, and these are all for animals at the zoo. So we have 4 tallies for turtle, 2 tallies for zebra, and 7 tallies for lion. This information is shown in another form in a bar graph right behind it. Here is that bar graph. You can see the title at the top is animals. This number system starts at 0 and goes up to 8. And then our animals here are listed at the bottom: turtle, zebra, and lion. You need to look at those bars for that information and answer 2 quiz questions about what you see. Please take out your math notebook, and remember you can pause the video at any time and answer the 2 quiz questions. Quiz question number 1. Which animal was there the most of? Quiz question number 2. Which animal was there the least of? We're now going to continue on with our lesson for the day. The greatest or highest number in a set of data is called the maximum. The least or smallest number is called the minimum. The range is the difference between the maximum and the minimum. We need to subtract those two numbers in order to find the range. If we look at this chart down here, this is an example. We have types of transportation: cars, bus, and bicycles. We also have tallies off to the side, which shows us how many cars, how many buses, and how many bicycles there were. If I want to find the maximum, I need to look for the most number of tallies. If I look, I have 2 tallies for cars, 3 for bus, but only 1 for bicycle. The most number of tallies is 3. That's called my maximum. Next, I want to find the minimum. The minimum is the opposite of maximum. Minimum is the smallest number. If I look at my tally chart, the smallest amount of tallies I have is right here. I only have 1. This would be my minimum. 1 second here. When I want to find the range, that means I need to subtract the two numbers. I want to find the difference between the maximum and the minimum. I'm going to take 3, which was my maximum, subtract the minimum of 1, and that's going to give me an answer of 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. The range for this data is 2. Time for that notebook again. I would now like you to answer a couple of questions about this information. Quiz question number 3. What is the maximum for the data shown below? I'll go over this data quickly with you. Here is a tally chart, and it's showing school supplies. We have papers, pens, notebooks, and pencils. And there are tally marks off to the right for each of those types of supplies. Your job again for quiz question number 3 right up here is to look at that data and determine what is the maximum for the data shown. Quiz question number 4, what is the minimum for the data shown below? And quiz question number 5, what is the range for the data? Moving on now to the next slide. The mode is the number that is the most popular. It occurs the most often. The median is a number exactly in the middle of a set of data. The data here is not shown in a tally chart or a bar graph. It is simply a list of numbers. If I want to find the mode, I'm looking for the number that shows up more than one time. On this list of numbers, we have a 7 here and another 7 right there. 7 has showed up twice on my list, making it the number that occurs the most often. I'm going to go ahead and write down 7 for my mode. I now want to find median, and median was the number that was exactly in the middle of a set of data. There's one tricky thing with median. We can't just look at the list and pick out the number showing in the middle as it is written. What we have to do is reorganize the numbers first, starting with the smallest number. We'll just take some notes down here. And we need to list the numbers from smallest in order all the way up to the largest number. So it does take a little bit of work to find the median. My smallest number on that list was 2 right here, so I'm going to list 2 first. The next smallest number was 3. The next smallest number here is 5. The next smallest number is 6. I had 2 number 7s, so I need to remember to write them twice. And my largest number at the end of that list is 10. To find the number that's exactly in the middle of the list, one strategy that works well is to cross off one number from the large side, one number from the small side, and keep going until you work your way to the middle of that list. When we do that, we'll find that 6 is the number right in the middle. That is my median. Time for that notebook again. Here comes quiz question number 6. I would like you to look at the numbers that are listed below at the bottom of the screen, right here, this section. And I would like you to answer 2 questions about it. Quiz question 6, what is the mode for that data? And quiz question number 7, what is the median for that data? This is your turn to practice. Once you have answered those 2 questions, you may move on with the video. There's information shown here, and this can be found in your reference book. So once you get back to school, or if you have one at home, there's information about tally charts on page 76, and there's also information about bar graphs on page 86. Remember to go to the quiz link on the classroom website and put in your answers to the quiz questions. I'll see you in class soon. Bye-bye.